Agreed. What?
Greetings, my lord.
Greetings.
Welcome to our village.
Yes, my lord.
I must hunt soon. What, mortal?
Greetings, my lord.
I must hunt soon. Greetings. What is it now? Agreed. I must hunt soon. You thought of that? What is it now? What, mortal? What is it now? What, mortal? I must hunt soon. What, mortal? Very well. I must hunt soon. What is it now? Greetings.
Wrecking crew here! Primed and ready! Wrecking crew here! What's happening?
I must
Primed and
hunt
ready!
soon. Greetings.
Yes, what? Hello? Primed and ready!
What?
Hi! Yes,
Must
what?
hunt soon. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. Greetings. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan.
First blood,
You thought of that?
double kill.
Agreed. That was my plan. Die. Very well. You thought of that? I hunger. Death rages. You thought of that? What?
Our
mortal?
allies' town needs help.
Greetings. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan.
Our allies' town
Thought
needs
of
help.
that? That was my plan. Die. Agreed. I hunger. That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Very well. Death rages. That was my plan. I hunger. Agreed. Die. I hunger. Die. Very well. That was my plan.
What's happening? Primed and ready!
What is it now? Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? Your soul is mine. Agreed. I hunger. Death rages. I hunger. Very well. Death rages. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. Very well. Die. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. I hunger. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. Death rages. That
Our
was my
allies'
plan.
town needs help.
Very well. That was my plan. I hunger. Agreed. That was my plan. Death rages. Agreed. I hunger. That was my plan. Agreed. Die. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed.
Our allies' town needs help.
Yes, what?
Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. What? Agreed. Death Agreed. Greetings. I must hunt soon. You thought of that? I hunger. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? Die. That was my plan. I hunger. Agreed. Very well.
Our
That
allies'
was
town
my
needs
plan.
help.
Very well. Die. Death rages. Die. Death rages. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? Greetings. Die. Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan.
Our allies' town needs help.
You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. I hunger. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. What, mortal? You thought of that? Your soul is mine. Die. Agreed. You thought of that? Death rages. That was my plan. Die. Agreed. Very well. I hunger. You thought of that? Die. Agreed.
Our allies' town needs help.
Thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. Thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. I hunger. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well.
Primed and ready!
What is it now? Agreed. You thought of that? Die.
What's happening?
What?
Hi!
That was my plan. I hunger. Agreed. You thought of that? Die. I hunger. Very well. Agreed. What is it now? Greeting.
Our allies' town needs
That
help.
was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Die. Very well. Rages. Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that?
Our allies' town needs help.
That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. I hunger. I must hunt soon. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that?
Our allies' town needs help.
Greetings. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. What, mortal? What is it now? Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. Die. Death rages. You thought of that? What is it now?
Hello?
What, mortal? Greetings. Very well. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. That was my
Our
plan.
allies' town needs help.
You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. What is it now? Greetings. That was my plan.
Our allies' town
Very
needs
well.
help.
Agreed. You thought of that. Must hunt soon. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan.
Our allies' town needs help.
Very well. That was my plan. What, mortal? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Must hunt soon. Greetings. Agreed. Very well. What is it now? I must hunt soon. Greetings. What is it now? Agreed. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Death rages. I hunger. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Death rages. You thought of that? Very well.
Our allies' town needs help.
Agreed. I hunger. That was my plan. Agreed. Die. I hunger. That was my plan. Death rages. Very well. You thought of that? I hunger. Die. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. Death rages. What morning? Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. You thought of
Our
that?
allies' town needs help.
Agreed. Greetings. What, mortal? What is it now? That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? That was
Our
my
allies'
plan.
town needs help.
Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. Very well. Agreed.
Our allies' town needs help.
You thought of that? Very well. I hunger. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed.
Unstoppable triple kill!
Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? What, mortal? Greetings. What is it now?
Can I help you?
What, mortal? I hunger. You thought of that? Die. Very well. Agreed. Death rages. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan.
Town needs help. Our allies' town needs help.
The night beckons. What is it now? Greetings. Thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. Your soul is mine. That was my plan. Agreed.
Triple kill!
You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? What, mortal? Agreed. You thought of that? Greetings. Agreed. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. Aye. Very well. Agreed. Greetings.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? What is it now? Very well. Agreed.
Our allies' town needs help.
Double kill! Double kill!
What is it now? That was my plan. Greetings. What is it now?
Triple kill!
Very well. I hunger. You thought of that? That was my plan. Death rages.
Our allies' town needs help.
That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. Greetings. That was my plan. What, mortal? Very well. You thought of that? You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. I hunger. That was my plan.
Dominating.
Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. I must hunt soon. What, mortal? You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Die. Agreed. Your soul is mine. What is it now? You thought of that?
What?
Welcome to our village.
What, mortal? That was my plan. Very well. I hunger. Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? Death rages. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. What is it now? I hunger. Agreed. You thought of that? Death rages. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. I hunger. That was my plan. Death rages. Very well. You... What, mortal? Very well. What is it now? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. Very well. Greetings. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. What, mortal? You thought of that? That was my plan.
Triple kill.
What is it now? Very well. You thought of that? Very well.
Monster kill. Triple kill.
Agreed. You thought of that? Greetings. Agreed. Die. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan.
Greetings, my lord.
Guide me.
Must hunt soon. I hunger. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well.
Are you threatening me?
What is it now? Agreed. What, mortal? That was my plan. Agreed. I must hunt soon. What, mortal? You thought of that? That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Greetings. Very well. What is it now? Agreed. What, mortal? Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. What is it now? You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. What, mortal? Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Die. That was godlike. Agreed. Greetings. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan.
Double kill.
You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? What is it now? Greetings. What? My plan. Greetings. What is it now? Greetings. I must hunt. Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? What is it now? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Very well. I hunger. Agreed. You thought of that? Greetings. Agreed. I must hunt soon. What? You thought of that? Death rages. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. I must hunt soon. You thought of that? That was my plan. I hunger. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan.